as mentioned earlier in the show, the focus of this conversation is going to be on the primary school art skills training project. And we have a few young artists with us, and also the Public Relations Officer at the Department of Youth Services. So we have Amber McCoy, who's from Grace Primary School. We have Homaira Sarah, who is from St. Joseph School. In the middle, we have the PR Officer, Sean Saldana of the Department of Youth Services. Then we have Ariana Gonzalez of St. Joseph School and Cami Enriquez of St. Joseph School. Good morning, everybody, and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, Sean, let's start off with just an overview of the project itself.
Good morning again. The Primary School Art Skills Training is a 2-year initiative endorsed mainly by the Embassy of Taiwan, NICH, and the Department of Youth Services. The objective of the PISAS project is to, the first year, because as I said, it's a 2-year initiative, the first year looks at training primary school students into appreciating, into learning how to utilize their artistic gift. Whatever that may be, I don't know, but they were trained and they are still in the process of training in learning how to be better at their profession, their future profession of being artists within Belize. The second year focused on training teachers, the primary school teachers, because the project is headed or coordinated by Miss Fiona Shu. Miss Fiona is an exceptional master artist, and she has given her passion, her drive in pushing that our children and our teachers utilize their creative gifts.
So she's passing her skills on to the teachers now.
Certainly. Therefore, she trains the teachers, and then when they go back in the classroom, they are expected to, of course, relay that knowledge on to the children and to get them to do whatever little art piece in their arts and crafts section or what's not. But also Miss Fiona goes into the classroom herself to oversee and to see that what she's passing on is being relayed to the students, because that is the biggest objective of the project.
And I want to talk about that, because we've had Fiona on the show. We know she's shy and likes to run away from the camera. But we know the first phase, I would imagine, working with the kids is easy. Kids love art, and many of them are naturally talented. But when we get older, and if you're a teacher, you know, you have serious curriculum to cover, and not all of them are artistically inclined. What was that process like in terms of selecting which teachers you'd work with and their own responsiveness to learning how to teach art?
Well, it goes back to a voluntary, their voluntary views, if they are willing, if they find that they have a calling, and if they feel that it is important to really learn and then to integrate it in the classroom, then they signed up and they have committed to be a part of it.
So that was a volunteering system?
Yes, it's not something where teachers were selected. I know Miss Fiona went to the different primary schools, gave the information, and from there the teachers decided if they wanted to be a part of it. And I think it is important that the teachers who have committed to be trained to teach arts, I feel that it is very important for them, because it is not only about the strict curriculum of math, English, science, social studies, and what have we. Arts included in the classroom actually helps our children to generate that creative part of them. It allows our children to feel appreciated. It allows them to be able to showcase their gifts and talents. So I feel that it's important then that the teachers who have committed bring more teachers on board, so that we know the level of commitment, and so that we know that more work is happening in the classroom to promote our children.
And as our viewers are seeing, there's some phenomenal artwork being displayed, and these are all from the students
Yes.
of this program. Let's talk a bit to the kids now. And Amber, how long have you been doing art with Miss Fiona or in this program?
Well, the art class started 2 years ago, and I came from the opening the first day I came
Yeah.
here. So it's 2 years.
What do you like about art? And
Well, it just gives me a way to like really express myself, because sometimes there are ways you can't express yourself with words. So like it really helps.
and what do you prefer in terms of
The type of art.
the type of art that you prefer?
Well, I mostly like to do watercolor painting, still art,
So still life.
still life. Sorry,
No, 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 no.
still life.
Hamara, let's talk about how long you've been doing art with this program.
I've been doing art for 2 years, just like Amber. I came from the opening ceremony, and yeah, I started the training, and it was just like Amber's, like expressing myself in art.
Yeah. What type of art do you like doing?
I like abstract art because you can acrylic abstract, and it expresses like you can do anything you want. It's just like changing the real life thing into a crazy fun. So you can just put all the paints you want and just do anything.
So you do purple cows.
Yeah.
Ariana, how long you been in the program?
1 year.
What do you like about art?
I like how it expresses me.
How it expresses you.
I like that.
What kind of art do you do?
Watercolor.
And let's move on to Cami. How long have you been in the art program?
Well, I have been in PSAT for 2 years, but I came from St. Joseph because Miss Fiona had been doing art with us for a long time, and I started in about standard 2. And when I came to the program, I had already had like an idea of what we were supposed to be doing.
Nice. And what kind of art do you do?
Well, like Homira, I like doing abstract.
Yeah.
Because I can get crazy with it. I can do whatever I want. Sometimes you can just splash pieces of paint and it could be like raindrops or something special like that.
What's been the most important lesson Miss Fiona has taught you so far, or that you've learned in this
So
program?
any one of you?
Patience. Because as an artist, when you paint, you can't hurry up, overwashed, or maybe when you're doing coloring pencils, you have to take your time or else it won't come out as good as you see in some of our drawings.
Nice. So if any of you see your photo, your picture, just tell us, and then we'll be able to look at it, right?
Oh, that's mine.
That's
That's
your.
yours?
Yes.
Wow. So tell us about this one.
Well, my inspiration for this painting is my old stuffed toy. I used to play with it every single day, as you can see in my painting. I used to sleep with it, eat with it, do everything with it. So when Miss Fiona gave me the opportunity to draw something, I jumped to it because I was like, oh yes, I could do this. And everything just came out on the paper.
That's
So,
really nice.
Is that a self-portrait?
Yes, that's me.
I love it.
Fantastic work. Now, and this is, we've had a couple of you on before, talking about entering competitions, and also, I mean, you work along with each other, but you also compete. What is it like to submit your art and have it be acknowledged by the organizations that you submit it to?
Well, it feels sometimes you're not even expecting anything to happen, and all of a sudden you just heard news that you won one of the competitions, and it feels just really exciting.
Yeah. So you get the acknowledgement for your work, and so that makes you know that you're very talented as well?
Yes.
So how do you all balance the art with schoolwork and everything else? Do you spend more time doing art than playing or doing your schoolwork? How do you strike the balance?
Well, we have school during the day, and after school we go straight to the art class from after school, anytime after school to 5 o'clock, and then in the night I would usually go home and do my homework.
So, and it's not too much for you?
No.
Amira?
Well, I go straight just like Amber to art, and I also do my homework at home after finishing my art class, and then I also work on arts, like on competitions. I sketch my things and ideas.
Oh, so you prepare ideas before you actually execute. Now, let's ask about what it's like with your parents. Do they set rules as to when you can draw, when you've had enough time painting, or especially when you have something you really, really love, it's like a form of punishment. If you don't do well in school, no more art classes.
Ariana?
Ariana shakes her head. Tell us about that.
Well, I have tutor too, so I had to take up my art time to go to art class like on Monday and Wednesday, and all of the other days to tutor.
Yeah. So it's a good motivation for you because you want to go back to art class?
Yes.
Nice.
Cami?
Oh, me? Well, my parents don't really say anything because with art you get to express yourself creatively, and almost all of us in this art class are in the top 10, top 3. For like me, for example, I'm in the top 3, and that's because I get to, instead of getting myself in trouble not doing homework, I get to go after school and paint and do something worthwhile with my time.
Nice. And you too, you have the same experience?
Well, kind of. With art class, my parents, like, they don't see that as just something that I like to do. They find it like as seriously as I take it, so it's not like just a game that I play.
Now, Sean said something earlier on that struck a chord with me, the whole idea that you're looking at art as a profession. For a lot of people, they look at art as a hobby. How seriously do you all take art at this point? Any one of you?
Well, we take art very, very seriously because Miss Fiona is training us to become professional artists one day. And I guess you can call us professional artists because most of us know how to do these things. So what happens is that if the Taiwanese embassy or they know that you're very talented and you want this, they can offer you a scholarship or something like that.
So you see yourself being a professional artist in the future?
One day, maybe.
The rest of you share that thought? You want to be a professional artist?
Yes, I do.
Do you get to learn about Belizean artists as well?
Well, yes, because sometimes for some competition teams, we have to do a lot of research on topics that we never heard about before, and we learn a lot.
And what have you learned about Belizean artists so far?
Well, first, I didn't even know that we really have artists in Belize that were really that talented. I just thought it was like, well, this person could draw, but I didn't know that they could do all these different things.
So who's been your favorite that you've seen so far?
Well, Belizean artists.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember the name, but I remember some of the paintings. And one of them is like a picture of this sunset on the beach, and it's at Kikocker, and you can see the tourists walking past.
It's a painting? Nice. Anybody else has a favorite artist?
Now, go ahead, Cami.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, because you obviously, you're not afraid to put yourself in your art. How important is that you see reflections of what is your world in the art that you actually do?
Well, it is very important because we usually send our art to Taiwan, Japan, different places like that. So we want to make sure that they know, hey, I'm from Belize. I come from Belize. I am proud of where I am. So when we see our paintings, like for example, I did a painting for Yang Ming. It's a competition a long time ago, and I drew a scene from Hopkins, and it won. And I was very happy because I know, hey, now all these people from Taiwan know that Belize has something to offer as well.
And they want to come to Hopkins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not only promotion of yourself and your culture, a country, and so many other things as well. Does that make it, because two of you said you did abstract art.
Yeah.
And Amber, I think still life.
Still life.
So how do you balance all of that? Because you have all of this, I guess, going through your head, where your art has to make a statement about who you are, about where you're from, and all of that. Is that a part of the whole process that Fiona has been able to teach?
Yes, because most of the times you like really have, because most of the competitions are international, so like what Kami said, we need to let them know that we are from Belize, so we would usually include different things that come from Belize and sometimes ourselves.
Now, I want to ask Hamara a question. You spoke about being able to, of having to sit down and sketch what you want to do ahead of time. In terms of when you have a different objective to meet, whether it's a competition or you have a particular vision set out in mind, how much time do you spend developing the idea before you actually move into execution?
Well, when you think about the idea, it just pops up in your head, all the ideas. And so I usually take all the ideas and put it together and make a whole. And then it takes like 5 to 6 minutes for me.
Yeah.
And then I transfer it to the other paper.
And since you do abstract, when you're actually doing the painting, does it change while you're doing it there too?
Yeah. Like I draw a cow and then something will pop up in my head and I will change my mind to another thing.
What's one of the pieces that you're most proud of?
I am proud of my painting that I did for watercolor, and it's a grape, like it's a bunch of grapes, but when you see it, it will like
It's
pop
this
up.
one?
It's like
Yeah, they'll find it.
It's this
Yeah.
one right here?
yeah, it's that one.
Wow.
Why are you most proud of that one?
Because it's really still life and it shows that it's really it's coming out of the paper and it's like
Slide.
real.
1, 2, yeah. Let's see if we can get it up. It's the 12th slide. Yeah. So we can see. So that was a lot harder than it looks, obviously. There we go.
Yeah, you had to paint it over and over to make the color comes because watercolor is not thick like acrylic. It's really watery.
Fantastic.
How long did that piece take you?
It's like 1 month, something like that. Yeah.
So,
That's the patience that Kami talks about.
so generally when children take home artwork for their parents, they frame it or put it up
It's on
on the
the refrigerator.
Are you thinking more of giving it to your parents or selling your art at this point?
I don't want to sell my art because it's like a souvenir to me. So I can like hang it on my room or in the living room. So yeah.
Amber?
Well, I really don't want to sell my art because, as she said, I have a whole scrapbook of all the different certificates that I had, and whenever I bring home art, it's always framed.
Are you running
Ariana?
out of wall space yet?
Ariana, how about you? Do you like to keep it or?
Yes, but I didn't get my art paintings yet because I'm not finished.
Okay, so you're just going through the process.
So what are you working on right now?
Sunflower, but I already finished that.
You finished it? Okay.
And Kami?
Oh, well, me, I don't really like to sell my art because Miss Fiona is teaching us this is just practice. So when we have an art competition,
This is good practice.
practice makes perfect, am I right? When we do an art competition, we can like contribute it into our painting. And since this is just practice, I could just keep it, and then when I want to try it again, I could take from example.
So, of course, if you become if you choose art as a profession, you'll have to sell them, right?
Yes.
So you all are ready. Amber is looking like no. So you won't eat then?
Guess I would eat.
That's not the goal you have in mind at this point. Do you teach the other kids in the class how to do art properly, how to paint, how to draw? Are they interested when they see you doing your work?
Usually,
Yeah.
whenever we're doing arts and craft, they're always like, Amber, could you please draw this for me? I'm like, if you don't draw it yourself, you'll never learn.
Is it difficult to teach them how to draw?
Not really.
Can they do what you do?
Not most of them.
Amira?
Anybody else that's teaching?
I always take my sketchbook at my school, and my classmates, they're always like, how do you do that? And they're like, I know you traced it, I know you copied it, but I say no, and then they really like believe me, and then they try to draw like me, but their one come out really weird.
Kami?
What's the question?
Do you teach other kids in your class
Well,
or friends?
yes, because usually when we're doing arts and crafts or something like that, maybe we have to color, and then they'll take the crayon and start going hard. I'm like, wait, no, just do it softer. Take your time, patience. Then they're like, oh, okay. Then they go take the crayon. If it's spite, I just like.
And you're just holding your artist head like, Ariana?
Well, yes, I do teach some of them, but not at the art school. At my school, when we're doing projects, and we need to draw like social studies and Mayan temples and other stuff.
So who's better at art, boys or girls?
Girls.
You do have boys in the class. We can see photos of boys in the class. No, just
I
to
just
say,
wanted to
we
see
have a sample of
their
girls
reaction.
there.
Amber was like, I'm not answering that, that's evident.
Well, Ariana didn't waste any time. But Sean, tell us what the end goal is here. Obviously, these outspoken young artists will eventually, hopefully, continue with what they're doing. But they're so talented. What happens now?
Just before I mention about the exhibit, I want to say about the charitable postcards. They are also the creator of postcards that now that is being sold at a cost, and whatever proceeds come from those postcards, then it looks at creating scholarships opportunity for these same children to advance their education in arts. So there is that opportunity, that provision where they sell their charitable postcards, and those are some amazing art pieces too, featuring and highlighting resources within Belize. All of this sums up the art exhibition, which takes place this Wednesday, February 17th to the 24th, all at the Mexican Institute on the Marine Parade. The opening ceremony is February 17th at 10 a.m., where we are going to have all our sponsors, all those the primary schools who have continued to endorse Miss Fiona project and continue to support these children, including their parents, the department, the Mexican embassy, the Embassy of Taiwan, Niche Lions Club, ICA, a lot of our corporate sponsors who continue to enable our children to share their vision and to inspire people via their art pieces. So the opening ceremony is at 10 and it will finish 11:30.
Okay.
But after the exhibit will be open for the general public so that people can walk in, people can come in and see the creative and the vibrant energy behind these art pieces. People will be able to see the inspiration that these children see, and perhaps this can be an opportunity for them in the sense that maybe, who knows, somebody can walk in that exhibit, falls in love with this art piece.
But
and
they're not
then-
going to sell it.
but they can commission an art piece be done or something,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
goes back. The proceeds will go back to those the charitable income where they will be able to reward themselves with scholarship opportunity to advance their education and to one day be professionals. And that was the reason I said that, because when I was preparing them for the talk show, that was what they shared with me, that this isn't just their childhood, or well, they are children, so this isn't just something that they value for their childhood period, but it is something long term. It is something that they want to see advance, and they want to be professionals, and that is the objective, that is the vision of the Department of Youth Services, especially to support our children and our young people, and to enable them to see that whatever gifts, whatever talents they have, they must harness it, they must nurture it, so that they can be productive in whatever they do.
Well, you all are extremely talented. Are you excited about your exhibit, your work going on exhibit this Wednesday?
Yes, I did.
Yeah? You're going to take the whole family to go see all the painting, but they've seen it before, right? What painting is going in the exhibit for you?
There are watercolor paintings, still life, acrylic abstract that I was talking about. There is also shapes and perspective.
For you, Ariana, will any of yours be there?
Yes.
What piece?
Your sunflower will be there, so we get to see it.
Cami?
Well, I think my hibiscus, and I did perspective and shapes. That's what I've been working on for the exhibition.
This is yours, or?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Well, you know what? You can go to the opening or to the exhibit
Just
after
wanted to
and
give
see.
the audience
Well, we want to thank you for joining us. Keep up the good work. And Sean, thank you as well for giving us
Thank
the
you too.
details about it. Once again, the opening ceremony takes place on Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 17th at 10 a.m. But the exhibition will remain open until the 24th of February at the Institute of Mexico,
Yeah.
here on Marine Parade in Belize City. All right, so do take the time to check it out. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in a few, so stay tuned.